sits out while Jefferson drops to the bench, replaced by 20-year-old Yuri Cisotti, who was the type of guile to irritate the Bari defence tonight. Roberto Alberti ruled a lack of concentration in the first leg and railed on the referee after what he felt was a poor performance, but knows his side with 6 wins in the last 7 on the road of what it takes to overcome the league's third-placed team. Like Breda, there's few worries in terms of personnel. Cipatelli has recovered after the collision in the first leg that saw him replaced at half-time. But the big news is the omission of leading goalscorer and leading assists. Christian Galano replaced by Damiano Zanon, which may well change the formation to something closer to a 4-4-2. Our referee, we just got to look at there, Riccardo Pinzani from Empoli, officiating his 19th Serie B game of the season. His linesmen are Lo Cicero and Alassio. So we're all ready here. It's a 3-5-2 for the home side Latina, and the graphic suggests 4-3-3. We will wait on that because Zanon is much more known as a right-sided defender. So to see him on the graphic up in the right side of the 3-man attack, he takes some seeing to be believed. But Breda, he knows that all his team needs a draw because they finished in 3rd position. If they finish equal after 90 minutes here this evening in the second semi, they will meet the winner of this game will meet Cesena. They have already gone past Modena 2-1 on aggregate. But with Latina finishing 3rd, Bari finished 7th at the end of the season. Means that Bari have to do all the running, and tactics are going to be fascinating in this one because the mentality of Latina may well be not to overstretch and allow Bari to come onto them and leave the likes of Jonatas and that tricky customer Cisotti up top to try and pull apart the Bari defence. But the waiting's almost over. We're 1 minute beyond 8:30 local time. We're set to kick off. It's been a warm day, as it has been across the whole country, here in the Lazio region in the centre of the country. And a good-sized crowd, though 50,000 or so less than what we saw on Sunday evening at the San Nicola. But our referee, Pinzani, is ready to get us going. So the second leg of the second semi-final in Serie B Eurobet is all ready to go. And look at the travelling support that have come up from Puglia. Wonderful numbers there. That stand will never have seen such away support until this evening, and it's really well said. It was a very physical, no-nonsense encounter in the 6 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. And I reckon there's going to be a few scores to settle with some of the players out there. Cisotti, on that count, a little lightweight, the 20-year-old. Nico Guarna, who started every single game this season in Serie B in the first round of effectively what was the quarterfinals of the playoffs, the game on Sunday, and now once again his punch into the head of Polenta scored the first goal in that game. It was an own goal. Well, we're having to wait here, which is a little bit frustrating. When these two sides met in the regular season, it was a victory home and away for Latina, one of just two sides to beat Bari in both league games. And João Silva, well, he's been vitally important to the way things have gone, particularly in the last few games for Bari. Got the second goal on Sunday after Cani headed in. It was a mistake though from Iacobucci. You really would think that they would get these small details sorted before kickoff. Now we're having to just prolong the start of the game because we need some of the magic white tape to do up a hole at the back of the goal. We may well come to the problems that Latina would face were they to go up. We'll focus on the positives at the moment, and we finally have two goals that pass muster. I believe we're ready. So the team in red, Bari, the visitors, and the Nerazzurri, Latina, in the black and blue. So we need a ball if we're going to play a game. Bari have a good scoring run away from home. As I say, with those 6 wins in 7. And the last away match was that semi-quarter-final, I should say, against Crotone, and they won 3-0 in that one. So Zanon's last match coming in as a substitute. So we're underway here at the Francioni, and it's the home side kicking off. Cottafava with a huge long ball. The oldest player in the team for the home side Latina. Early free kick. Jonatas, who served a 3-game suspension for a red card, also in a win over Crotone, but in the league towards the end of the season. And his return was fundamental. His ability in the final third, also just in the opposition half, of holding off defenders. He's got decent pace, and he should have really scored on Sunday. He had a couple of clear chances to find the back of the net. Hassan is actually getting better as the season's gone on. Overzealous there and pressing, so it's going to be a free kick. Shootable distance, 30 yards or so. And Gakani, the Albanian forward, complaining that he took an elbow or an arm in the face. Iacobucci and Cani. Well, Cani got the better of that last challenge. Iacobucci came out as the ball was swung in by Sabelli, but nowhere near it, and the Albanian headed into an empty goal. Meanwhile, Marco Fossati is the one over the ball, looking to try and test down Iacobucci. 90 seconds played. He's going to have to hit it with some power from here. Well, he's just laying it off, in fact, and then drilled through. I think was that Defendi with the strike. Indeed it was. And the first corner kick of the game inside 2 minutes. Took a deflection on the way through. And Bari, nice positive start from them. And it's the captain, Defendi, once more. And no nonsense midfielder. And a physical player as well. And here is Zanon, so already taking up a position further back on the right. So we'll look out for Sabelli and the positioning of this trio on the right side. Touch from Silva. Calderoni moving forward from left back, and Latina already on the defensive, barely touched the ball in this opening 2.5 minutes. Eventually, though, in that final pass, things go astray, and Jonatas, and this is exactly what I was talking about. He can run with the ball. He did this on Sunday night, and in his first attempt, well, he managed to go 40-50 yards up the pitch and committed the foul, but he should be taking encouragement from that. He certainly owed Breda, after the inexplicable 2 yellows in the space of a minute in the game with Crotone, both of them completely uncalled for. Kicking the Crotone captain in the heel and then pushing the referee. He's certainly fired up early on. 3 minutes played. Polenta is one of the more comical, if not most comical, own goals you're likely to have seen this year. A punch from Guarna straight into him from 4 or 5 meters, and unable to react quick enough, headed it into his own net. Well, there was some complaints about the over-physical challenge. The referee did take a fair whipping post-game. Cialdoni just shaping for the shot. Fossati crosses, nice little deflection, and Iacobucci decided to stay on his line. Which was encouraging the team in red forward to try and attack that ball. Again, you can see the height of Jonatas. Force a handball. Well, we've already seen a difference here between the 2 referees. On Sunday, the play was allowed to flow, and Ostinelli was in charge. And again, there was such bitter complaints in the post-match when they assigned Pinzani. He made it clear to him to be a little more strict on those sort of challenges. Rostovski there, the Macedonian who was on loan at Bari last season. He scored an absolute beauty to get the second goal. 90th minute on the run after Jonatas made a nuisance to himself inside the box. The ball fell to him. Al Hassan with a foul there. And he hit it, a rasping bullet into the back of the net. Guarna, no chance. And after the Bari fans were doing a Mexican wave around the top tier in San Nicola, deathly silence. 5 minutes gone. Cross pass dug out there from the inside of the boots. Zanon being chased backwards. He's won Serie B outright before with Pescara. Not the best weight on the pass from the Brazilian Jonatas. Another one who's played for Pescara in Serie A. It's Viviani who had words with his teammates before the half-time whistle on Sunday, if you joined us for that game. He's a hot-headed youngster, the former Roma youth player, and I'd say I've been massively impressed with his football in the last 6 or 7 matches. Almost always substituted off as well. Can't quite manage a full 90 minutes as Jonatas goes offside. 6 minutes gone. He's broken double figures in the league season. Latina missed the quarter-final stage of what has been an elongated playoff zone for this year, as they finished third, by as did Cesena. Over the top, there's a little bit of a tester. Brosco wanted to track back, former teammate of Zanon at Pescara. And a collision there. Jacobucci, the one down. Another one who's played in every game this season. Not in a good position there, Brosco, though. He was 7 or 8 yards further or deeper than the 2 others in the back 3. Cottafava and Esposito. They haven't really got going yet, but they're looking at that long ball, and I don't think we can really be too surprised. Good header one there by Jonatas. That's just what they want. Viviani sets up the platform brilliantly. Cisotti, well, back to goal. It's not his best position to pick up the ball. There's 2 in the middle. There's also 4 red shirts, though. Bruno Crimi, I should say, takes on his man. And good work from the defender, just keeping tight. He's a deceptively elegant player, Marco Crimi. Linked up wonderfully with Cisotti in the match with Cesena. Ultimate game of the season that effectively sealed Latina's position as 3rd place. And when you consider, for anyone who didn't know, this is their first ever season in their history in Serie B. They're coming into this game with Bari, who've played over 25 seasons in Serie A, 30 in fact I believe it is. And they are doing miracles as Jonatas goes to an offside position. Nothing really got going yet. It's been given away. Bruno has given it in. Cisotti was slow to go there, but maybe Jonatas is a little early as well to make the pass. Cisotti does well enough. Big challenge for young Cisotti, this. Hasn't started that many games. I say he's only 21 years of age, on loan from Chievo. Crimi just to run hard to get round. Oh, well, Jonatas trying the impossible while sitting on his backside. Goes down as a shot on target, though it wasn't much work for Guarna. Zabelli, who has an excellent cross. This one's not too bad either, just over the head. João Silva. This time has run well, but pushing Ristovski in the back in the process. It's a marginal decision. The captain's armband this evening in place of Milani. 10 minutes gone. Surely not. He struck that very well, the number 4. Flew all the way, but from that sort of range, which was halfway line, it's hard for Guarna to pick up. Capitelli was replaced by the Frenchman Richard Samnik in the second half after a big collision with Iacobucci. The air out of him. Viviani, he can just play on there. You can see he takes his hands down instantly, just trying to get a decision from the referee. And Jonatas is playing right on the shoulder of the last defender, and the Latina tactics quite clear in the opening 11 minutes here. On this occasion, he was at least 2 yards offside. Sabelli. Looking up with Zanon, good defending from Al Hassan. And he's got his work set out for him this evening. And those 2 fullbacks overlapping one another. Defendi cutting inside. Bruno was trying to put the pressure on, but there's a lot of space. Long-range shots. And taken well by Iacobucci. Fossati with the effort from range. And it really was some range. You can see there, it's 35 yards. It was even Calderoni. Apologies. The left-sided defender. He does have a good cross on him also. Chisotti is not the one that should be playing that long ball to. Just 1 goal for Latina in the game with Spezia. Comes back in December. Cani lays off, and a little bit of a miscommunication with the captain Defendi. Viviani came in to steal the ball back. Brosco into Ristovski. Esposito, already watching, glued to the action. Only holds around 8,000 the stadium. Went for the first time pass, but it's low percentage there. Polenta is dispossessed. It's quite a robust figure, it's fair to say there, the Uruguayan, and show the best of balance dealing with that situation. Nice commitment from Ristovski, and a former Bari player, and certain irony to his late goal. The hero now of Latina, because the complexion 2-1 winning this game for Bari. A different proposition for the home side. But they've shown wonderful spirit, Latina, and even without Jonatas for 3 games, which was, well, 3.5 games. He was sent off after 40 minutes against Crotone. Kept plugging away. Bruno just keeps working, and he gets the pass up as well. Late challenge. Referee's going to have a word after that. A little ball into Chisotti from Jonatas. And next time that ball goes dead, because Bruno is still waving his arms around, and that's stoked up the home fans. This is Fossati into the channel. João Silva trying to just dig it out. It's 2 goals in his last 2 games. The Portuguese. Defendi. Movement from him, protecting in the centre circle. Capitelli. Zanon just slips in, but Bruno still great deal of discomfort. We want to see what the referee does about this. Zanon back into Sabelli. Could be danger here. Well, inadvertently with a flick, the Macedonian Ristovski gets it away, but still Calderoni, Sciaudoni. Good leap there from Cisotti. And there comes the yellow card. Well, Defendi took a lump out of Bruno there, and he's just having a word with the number 5. You can see it's good spirit. It was late in the challenge, and deservedly a yellow card. You can see here the pass goes, and he swipes both legs out from underneath him. And it was that heavy fall on the arm that did the most damage. Quarter of an hour played here, still no score, still no great chances. One long-range shot from Calderoni. Sabelli is the one taking the throw in. Very promising young player, 21 years of age, played for the 21s for Italy. Ristovski, tentative as he made up his mind. Viviani, dispossessed. He's definitely going to need another season in Serie B, Viviani, for my money. Despite the pedigree of his early career with the Giallorossi Cottafava. Latina had a good home record in the league, 10 victories and 5 draws. And just the 6 defeats. Bari's away record, 7 wins, 5 draws and 9 defeats. But as I say, the closing part of the campaign was very positive. Home and away indeed. It's Bari, form team, rising up the division, getting themselves into 7th place. I'm trying to think if Alberti break down this Latina side, which they've managed to really get close to doing in this opening part of the match. Ristovski, nice one-touch control, and then puts the ball forward again. Cisotti's not the tallest. Viviani, smart pass into him. Oh, lovely ball from Jonatas. Cisotti's looking for the little skill. Polenta. Well, looked like a generous foul. Sabelli. He's got Bruno on him. He's overhit that pass anyway, and some confusion. Zanon striking on the back. Cepetelli is actually the joint top scorer out on the pitch for Bari, alongside João Silva and Sciaudoni. Sciaudoni and Defendi. Galano, 11 goals for him and 9 assists in the regular season. It only makes the bench. He picked up an injury in last day or so. There's no indication that he would be out of the starting lineup before the match. Just kept in. Indeed it was. Zanon was slow to react. Cisotti. It's better. Cisotti off Jonatas, building the play into the Brazilian. And then he can try and run off him. Viviani. Well, he's supposedly the free kick man for Latina, but hasn't netted one of those for a while, and footed from there. It was ambitious, fair to say. Guarna. Calderoni. very few draws, indeed, Latina at home this season, just 5, which is the joint fewest, in fact, in the whole division, along with the likes of Bari, Avellino, and Ternana. Esposito with the ball away. Again, that height of Jonitas almost working it back into the number 15. Fossati, he's past the defender, he then runs off and offers himself short. Calderoni under a bit of pressure. Stowski does excellently to get that in to his teammate. Long ball, bad one. An excellent play from Jonitas again, holding it up. Well, he's been tugged there. Play on, says the referee. Crimi, it's ambitious. He had 3 defenders in front of him and he's tried to skin them all. Bruno Viviani. Esposito just losing it for a second. And Hassan. The ball they were looking for, but previously got into Jonitas. Referee not at all interested in the subsequent fall to ground. Sabelli nicely helped forward. Chasing here to do for Zanon in a more advanced position. It was a wonderful ball as well. Cani was waiting. And João Silva coming at the back post. Last touch off Stristovski. So second corner coming, and that was much better from Bari. Zanon getting in down the right. Well floated ball, takes it on the volley. Credit there to Cotafava, who arrived just in time ahead of Cani. High ball, and away by Esposito. Playoffs, as I mentioned. Oh, Hassan just needs to try and keep that one in. So Cesena progress 2-1. It was both scored in both games by Guido Marelungo. So they'll be starting the 2-legged final, as the semi-finals have been, which is getting going on the 15th, which is Sunday evening. It's going to be an 8:30 kickoff as well, and then a week today is going to be the second leg. Cesena at home for the first game if Latina progress. Bari at home if they progress out of this one, because they finished beneath Cesena in the table. Defensive header from Brosco allows his teammates to get back in position. Doing a little deflection on the way through. You see the ball spinning down. Cani hasn't had too much space in this opening quarter of the game. Zanon up against Al Hassan. Bruno on the edge of the area. Sabelli is faint, and then a wonderful pass back from Zanon. Good positioning, Esposito. Header away by Ristovski, who was behind Cialdoni. Fossati defending. Zanon. Does always have Galano for a substitute, assuming he has requisite fitness. It was just 20 minutes towards the end. Oh, good header on by Defendi. He's been given a little more license to get forward. Looking to find a teammate, the 28-year-old. He's been with Bari since 2011-12. Also a winner of Serie B twice, in fact, once with Lecce and the following season with Atalanta. He started his career with Serie A. It's cagey, but compelling nonetheless. 25 minutes now gone here at the Domenico Francioni. Certainly the systems are different in their approach. Erring on caution, Breda's team, the home side. As they know if they get one goal, Bari are going to have to score two. They can afford to just leave their two forwards up and themselves pretty compact and organised at the back, which is what we've seen for the most part. But Sabelli trying to undo it there. Defendi crosses in, good ball, but he was moving backwards there, Silva. Bit of space, bit of time for Bruno, and he gets it down the line. That's a good one, and this is where Cisotti can be dangerous. First real opportunity for him. Return pass, didn't really come into his feet nicely there. It was firmly struck back to him by the Brazilian Jonatas. Still in possession though. That was a nice touch. Cisotti returns. Oh, and then a wonderful sliding challenge by Cepetelli. Jonatas almost played in, and the best move of this first half for Latina. The forwards combining well. That's more what Breda will want to see. They've tried a couple of moves similar to that, running around the most forward of the pair on a pivot, if you will. It's been a little contrived up until that point when that back flick from Cisotti managed to get between the defenders, and Jonatas so close. Credit to Cepetelli for the sliding challenge. Calderon. Silva trying something special. Viviani, it's Fossati right on him. It doesn't press right to the man. Jonatas dispossessed well by Cepetelli. And goes back and takes his position in defence. Cani. Just left his leg there, and Cani decided to run into it. Sliding, Cotafava slicing behind his own goal and make this the third corner kick of the first half for Bari, as we see again. It wasn't too far away, that return pass. Higher this time. Brosco was there, right into the centre of goal by Polenta. Stofsky down. Akabuchi throwing out. Look here. Stofsky is out of shot there. He's to the left-hand side. He was fuming that the own goal stood, understandably. So first real pause in the game. Alberti having a word with Zanon and Cani. It is a very warm evening out there, so don't underestimate that. It's been in the low 30s, 30 degrees today in the centre of the country, as it has been for the majority of the country. Shirt sleeves, short sleeves for everyone. Still at 25, 26 degrees. Quite humid as well. Gotta keep some liquid inside you. Something goes so easily to Akabuchi. Well, Breda is going to be very pleased with the way things are going at the moment. There's been one really clear chance for Bari. The better of the possession. Here is the Uruguayan Polenta. Crimi. There's that option of Viviani inside. He has Bruno wearing 5. Decides to go forward to Jonatas, who returns it back first time. Good accurate pass. Gisotti also does well. Gostovski, surely not again. Well, it's a two-handed save from Guarna and a first corner for Latina. Gostovski still struggling after that corner at the other end. From 30 yards, it was accurate, you've got to say. Maybe that was hitting the post, maybe he was creeping inside. Guarna couldn't take a chance. And with 30 minutes now on the clock, a chance for the home side to open the scoring. What a big lift it would give them after doing so much defending. A bad-looking ball. Well, I'll take that back from this angle. Didn't look too bad, but he's kicked it straight out onto the top of the net, and anticlimactic culmination to that move. From the back, also coming on from Crimi. Jonatas trotting across. Cialdoni. Capable, technical football, Daniele Cialdoni. He's playing in Lega Pro the last couple of years before moving on to Bari. It's now his second goal against Crotone in the quarter-final. Satti. Zanon, first time, Defendi. Pressured by Esposito. Headed to Al-Hassan. He had time there. Could have done with a call off a teammate. Also on his weaker foot. Sabelli off his chest or his face. Here is Zanon. Seems to switch it to the left. First time header. Made by Brosco. Polenta. He'll have a goal if they give him too much space. That's what you get from defenders. Little tug there, but not enough to get a whistle from the referee. And that pass for Jonatas maybe forced a little. Could have been an idea to go right or left. Some support up towards the Brazilian. See how deep the Latina defence is. With the ball on the halfway line, they're already in 2 lines near their own box. Silva, as I say, 2 in the last 2, formerly of Levski Sofia in Bulgaria, played in his native Portugal, and 6 league goals turned into 8 with the playoff efforts. Long throw by Sabelli, not looking on either, away by Cottafava. Calderoni drives it into the crowd of Esposito, and he's again the left back. This time goes for the cross. It's red. Cani took a stud to the leg there as Esposito was jumping. Gisotti been a little casual in possession. Crimi in front himself, receives the ball. Away from the other number 8, and then into Bruno. Good sliding challenge that from Ristovski. And then the referee blows the whistle. First he seemed to motion that he was happy with the challenge. Changed his mind. Gisotti slipped the one late. Previously. I wouldn't say they've been anything desperate about Latina's defending up to now, but they really are in that mindset. There's a long way to go here. Good looking ball as well, just fractionally long for Calderoni. The trouble is that Bari do score, and Latina have to go get one themselves, and you have to switch the mentality. switch the formation to some extent. Really needs to come forward more as a group, because 1-0 Bari can do the same as what Latina are doing now. First goal is going to be the making of this game. Still a very nervy affair at the moment. Jonathan wins the header again. Giuseppe really tried to put to the pedal. He's always a couple of yards too far away from him, though. It's a very boyish face. Long career ahead of him. I think it could be useful. He puts on a little bit of weight and has at least one more season of experience. Very slight young man at the moment, 70 kilos. Latina can just try and hold on to the possession for a period. Kept Bari a bit of running. Esposito, Fava. You can see there, just had 7 or 8 passes. Just amongst the back 4, including Jacobucci. And Fava drills a long one. Good one as well. Hassan with an excellent header. Giuseppe a little slow to move the ball on as Cepatelli dispossessed him. And the whistle goes, but again, it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes for Latina. They can just take a breather, those players without the ball. The bonus still very much on the Galetti. Sabelli is going to keep this in as well. For his first time. Oh, lovely attempt from Cani. Was that João Silva, in fact, trying a little flick as it came across the body. That ball going through to Jonathan. So again, he's getting very frustrated, wasting his energy a little bit in that respect. It's 3 or 4 times we've seen him whinging and the ball hasn't gone where he wished it, or if the decision goes against him. So another look here. And across the front of goal. It was Cani, in fact. Brosco. Firm header. Good touch from Silva. Just a little away from him. Giuseppe, and a little bit with the arm there. Referee's not too interested. And Hassan. Sabelli's down. Football does make you a bit cynical on these things, and the Latina fans not too interested in Sabelli's problems. The face of pure innocence, Giuseppe. Well, his arm comes down. I don't think it's quite as bad as Sabelli made out. He's always a little paranoid with those moments, but Latina quite happy to kick the ball out just a few more seconds. And it does seem a little counter football, talking in such a way and approaching the game like this, but such is the nature of calcio. It's based around a pragmatic approach to each game. Attack and defence, well, perhaps not as good as it used to be in Italian football. Still very much a central tenet of the way they approach the game. Taking a little bit out of it Chisotti at times. His eyes flickering from left and right. Ball from Viviani. Two colliding Latina players. Al Hassan, haven't seen him really get forward more than once. And the good and the bad from him. He's very capable over 10-15 meters and often doesn't quite know when to pass the ball on. Calderoni shot back by Scialdoni. Lost though is Esposito. A nice accurate pass into Chisotti, who sees that space. Listovski now. And an urged cry from the crowd. Listovski tries to go beyond Scialdoni, who slides. Polenta overhit the pass. Viviani, plenty of time now to work the ball forward. Crimi with the scoop. Oh, Jonatas, little layoff maybe. And then Chisotti pulling the trigger. But credit there in the middle to Cepatelli, who took the ball off his foot at the right time. Cani goes down. He was forced over there by Esposito. This came from that innovation by Crimi, scooping it over the top. Listovski and Jonatas actually almost tackled each other. And then Chisotti very close, but it's two now for Cepatelli. The moments, milliseconds prior to the shot coming from Latina that he's got to block in. Polenta thinks he's his long ball abilities. Defending from Brosco. Approaching half time now. 3.5 minutes remaining. Might see a minute or two. Calderoni using the space behind him well as he swung back, ward off the pressure. Defendi. A goal in this first half would certainly give Bari a big boost. Berti will tell him to just keep plugging away. His chances will come as legs tire. Substitutions are going to be crucial as well. No flag, no whistle. Al Hassan shows some real composure there. Wonderful play from Al Hassan. Chisotti. What a moment that was for Bari, though, and this is a free-flowing counter from the home side. Jonatas going to his right. Viviani leaves the ball behind. He's got to get it away. Does excellently there, though. Listovski pulls it in. Jonatas. Oh, Jonatas from right in front, and then the keeper lost the ball, and Jonatas had his head in the turf. Best moment of the game. Well, it struck Guarna first. This is at the other end. Well, good decision from the linesman. El Hassan played him on. It was a solid save from Iacobucci. So two chances in the space of just a few moments after a wonderful counter as well by Latina. 6 or 7 passes and they were in Bari's box. So examples of two different narratives there. The way things could go in the second half, assuming we don't get a goal in the last few moments of this first half. You can see Chisotti being substituted, if not at half time, and early on in the second. Zanon, Sabelli, defending trio has worked pretty well. It's Chisotti, maybe he won't go off as he puts this in. And, an ambitious effort from the youngster. Control, they've got to get a bit closer to him there, the Bari defenders. Ruining that opportunity. This will Brosco there, it doesn't quite show. Gardner lost the ball. As the flare goes off from the visiting fans, 30 seconds, not the 45 remaining, maybe a minute to be added on. Not many stoppages though in this first half, which has been intriguing without the goals. Rostovski is possessed comfortably by Polenta, and he gets it inside as well. Calderoni, Sarti, it's the 45. Referee has the whistle in his mouth, and that is the interval. So as we go into the break, it's Latina 0, Bari 0. Chances for both teams, but neither managing to find the back of the net. Which way is this going to go in the second half? We'll find out soon. Don't go away.